In this video, what we are going to do is we are going to export our game onto the internet so that we can make it so we can play our game on our mobile devices. So the first thing we need to do is we need to go to the file menu, and if you have a newer version of gDevelop, instead of the file menu being automatically up top, you'll see there's a little icon in the top corner that when you click it, it will list file, edit, view, window, and help. So depending on the version, it may be in a different spot. But on this version, I go file and I go export. Now, when you go to export, you're going to think, oh, if I want to put it on mobile, I must do Android or iOS. And in this case, I'm going to say no. What we're going to do is we want to build it as a local folder and a local HTML5. And the reason we do that is because then we can put that folder onto a website and we can launch it from there. I always encourage students to try and different things, so feel free to try some of the different options and see if you can learn to do some other things as well. But in this case, we're going to go to local folder and we're going to build as a HTML5 game. So I click that and then it's going to say, well, where do you want to create the folder? I'm just going to create it in my downloads. So I'm going to click on the button here that says choose folder. And when I choose the folder, I'm going to click to downloads. I'm going to press the button called new folder, and I'm going to call it export because I'm exporting my game. And then I select the folder by pressing the button down here that says select folder. And so you'll see the folder is downloads export. And I press export. It looks like nothing is happening, and it takes a few seconds. What is going on at this stage is gDevelop is compiling all the files and putting them together and so forth. So once we have that, I can go and I can open my downloads folder. So I'm just going to navigate on my computer to a folder I've got called downloads. And inside it, indeed, you'll see there's a folder called export. And let's look at what they have. So they've created all sorts of different files, JavaScripts, images, and put them all together. So now what I need to do is I need to take all these and turn them into a single file, because if I'm going to upload it to a website, there's probably 200 files in here that I'd have to upload one at a time. And so what we can do is we can do something called zip. And what zip does is if I zip them together, it will not only make it smaller so it's quicker to upload, but it will make it so there's just one file that I need to upload, and then I can tell the computer that it's a zip file and they can uncompress it. So let me show you how to do that. I select the first item in the list, which in this case it says Event Tools. I then scroll to the bottom of the list, and the file at the bottom of the list is called Variables. Doesn't matter. And I hold the Shift key, and then I press with the mouse. That selects everything. Once everything is selected, you can tell they're selected because they're blue, I can right-click, and in Windows there's this thing called 7-zip, and so I can go 7-zip, and I can say add it to creating a file called export.zip, and it calls it export because that's the name of the folder, but it may call something different on your computer. But the important thing is a .zip, a .zip file. And so it's going to take some time. It's going to go through each of the files, compress them together, and then it's going to make a single file called export.zip. And if I was to open up export.zip, it is just all the files, but it's a single file. So it's got all the folders and files as one file, but really it's all the files. Okay, I'm going to go and I'm going to log in to itch.io, and I've already created an account on itch.io, and you can see the account is listed here. So let's see my account. And the window's a bit big here, so I'm just resizing, get rid of gDevelop and resizing my window here. Okay, so now that I have itch.io up and running and logged in, you'll see this is my account called VicHi. And if I go to my dashboard, if you haven't created anything, it would say create a new project. I've already clicked create a new project. I've already got my project and I've uploaded it, but I'm going to show you how to upload it. So what you need to do is you first click on edit and you give it a title. I called mine Mario. It is then going to generate a project URL that will look something like this. Your name.itch.io/ and then the name of the project, in this case Mario. So all I need to do once this is finally published is this is the URL. And so it's going to be very important that we make note of this URL. And we can always go back through our dashboard and get it, so we know the URL to tell people to try our game. Next, it asks for a tagline. So I said play the game of Super Mario. And let's just scroll through all the different features. One of the other things we're going to need to do is we're going to need to create a image, cover image. And this is the cover image. I used my start screen for the cover image. And my cover image is 630 by 500. So that's the recommended size. So you should generate a 630 by 500 cover image, and you just upload it into here. Okay, let's go. If you want to make a trailer, you can make a YouTube and post your YouTube link. You can also add screenshots as well. Okay, let's go back to looking at the other things. So on here, it says classification, what type of game. It's a game, a piece of software you play, so I'll select that. The type of project, and this is important. You need to select that it's a HTML file. And we have a zip or an HTML file that will be played in the browser. And of course, yes, we do. Any release status, sure, I don't think we have to worry about that. Donation, we don't have to worry about that. People can donate money. And then here is where we upload the file. I've already uploaded the file. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click the button here, delete, so you can see how we upload. So I just would hit delete here. So there's now nothing. And so yours will look like this the first time. And so we're going to press the button that says upload file. And we go to downloads and we open the folder called export and we look for a zip file. In this case, the zip file is called export.zip. So we press open and it's going to upload that one file. And you'll see it's piece of cake. That's all we need to do. Okay, we are then going to say that this file will be, oh, actually, no, I don't need to do that just yet. Okay, so then we scroll down on here and we say it's mobile friendly. Our dimensions are 640 by 360. That's just fine. And I'm also going to say that it's going to run in landscape mode. So because if you think of it, we were designing our game so it would be landscape, which is this way. So make sure you put a check mark here for mobile friendly, and then you can select landscape. Okay, we're just about done. Details, you should write a little description of your game so people that are just browsing the games will know what it's all about. A genre, I said it was a platform as a genre. Any custom tags, if people are trying to search it, you could put things in here if you'd like. Download and install, we don't need to do any of that. And then finally, it's going to be like this. You're not going to have the option to, and this one is really important, you want to make it public. But the very first time, if you haven't saved before, this is going to be grayed out. And so you're going to say, well, how can I make it public? I'm supposed to make it public. Yes, here's how you make it public. What you do is you would first hit save, and it would take a second, and it will save it. And then once it's saved, you need to go back to your dashboard. And so you can click on your dashboard. And then just like I did here, I clicked edit. And once you've saved it and it's successfully saved, then you'll be given the option to scroll all the way to the bottom here. And this one is super, super important, because if it's not public, you'll be able to run it, but no one else will. So we want to make sure that other people can try your game out. And so we need to make sure that this says public. And that's it. Once you hit save, just go to that URL and you can play your game. So the URL is right here, https://vichai.itch.io/Mario. And let's see what it looks like. And this is what people would see. On the phone, you would just tap Run Game, and will run in full screen.